All right. Excuse my clothes. I'm in work mode. We got the initial inspector over here to tell me where the pole's gonna be placed and where the wire is gonna run. The pole is gonna put a new telephone pole like this, right where that orange stake is at, and then they'll run the power to the house. Now, when we first moved in, we had no power here. It was just the RV running on a generator for a few nights, probably maybe a week. At night, during the day, we'd use battery power for fans and stuff, but for the night, because we still needed the heater at that point, we used the generator to run the heater, electric heater. I think we used a propane for a little bit too, but what we did is we had this put in on the garage. That powers the RV. I put this in. It wasn't too bad. As you can see, it goes through the eave of the roof. Now, because we have this eave that hangs over, I believe that's what you call it, we can run the mast of the electrical straight through to the top of the house. Above it, it's got to be minimum 2 feet up, no more than 4 feet up, I believe. That's where the pole's going to go. I'll walk over here. We will have to move the RV because, well, technically the wire might just miss it. You can hardly see it, but it's right there. Now, we had a 100 amp service on the garage, and you can't split 100 amp to another 100 amp. We need 100 amp because we have a hot water heater that runs 240 amps. Plus you got your TV, lights, etc., etc. So what we had to do, if you have an electric stove, that's another 40 amps. We had to go to a 200 amp service here, so we could break that down to not be under powered, so we're breaking breakers all the time. Now, we're hooking up, I keep saying I am hooking up a 200 amp service here using aluminum because it was cheaper in price. It's 600 volts, but it's much thicker than copper. But aluminum's cheaper than copper, and it does the same job, it's just thicker. Now, the problem I come across is there's no eaves on this building. So I kind of messed up a little bit. I had to take and cut some of the side off. Kind of makes a mess up there. The silver tape is going to hold the water out, no problem. And then I went and bought the boot, which is right there. Then I'm going to put on, and it's going to actually fold over the side of the roof because there is no overhang. I'm going to use the what do you call it? The putty sealer that they use on the metal roofing to keep the water from going through. On the bottom of that black ring, it's going to have a little rubber putty on the bottom. It's kind of like plumber's putty almost, but it comes in strips. And then I'll screw that down. And because this is higher than the roof itself, it goes up and then comes down. I think we'll be fine. But the wires are up, hooking here. Next fun thing will be getting them through here and then directly up into the fuse box. So that's where we're at right now. Probably gonna take 4 days to get the inspector out here. Once he puts a little green sticker on it, they will place the pole, probably 5 days after that. So now I'm 2 weeks out again. But while I'm waiting for electrical, I can do insulation because my wiring is basically done. All I have to do is hook it up to the fuse box or the breaker box. I do have to wire the hot water heater because it's on demand, and the dryer. I have to do the dryer too. So there's a few things yet I can do. But all right, thanks for watching again. Stay safe.